Wondering where to eat and what shows you can't miss on the Disney Dream? We're breaking down every dining option and every show so you can plan your cruise like a pro. Hi, I'm Kirsten.
And I'm Chad. We are from Ports and Palaces, and we're going to be guiding you on all of the great entertainment and food, all upon the Disney Dream.
Make sure to save this for later and subscribe for all Disney Cruise content.
Our first topic is going to be main dining.
Here we go. So as a reminder, if this is your first Disney Cruise Line uses something called rotational dining, which means that you visit 3 different dining rooms on your cruise, and then your server team actually goes with you. Mm-hmm. So you've got a server, you've got an assistant server, and you've got a head server, and those serving team actually go with you. So you get to go to different places, but you get the same service, which is really nice. They get to know you. Now, I get a lot of questions as a travel advisor. What if I'm going on a 4-night cruise or a 5-night cruise, 7-night cruise? Well, you still go to those main 3 dinings, but the menus change. So actually in this video, we're going to be talking about 2 different menus that we were offered during our cruise, but it was in the same dining room. So you didn't go to a different place, you just got a different menu. And that changes quite often, especially like the 7-night on the Treasure. Mm-hmm. You go to each restaurant at least twice. So there's different menu offerings there as well. But let's start with our first dining room.
First up is Animator's Palate. This is a nice, very detailed, colorful environment, specifically on both the Fantasy and the Dream. Yep. Crush will show up next to you sometimes on a monitor, and if you're lucky, he'll pick you out and start talking to you, and it's a great, fun experience.
Yeah, Chad actually got chosen to be talked to on our last cruise, so we'll show you a clip about that.
What are you totally munching on right here, Chad, dude?
I've got the teriyaki steak.
Teriyaki steak, dude?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I have no idea what that is, but as long as it's not fish, then I'm definitely here for it, dude. So, any of your other fan dudes like eating fish, dude?
So as you can see, Crush was asking, like, do you like fish? And thankfully, none of us here like fish. So
except for me.
Yeah, I always joke I like shellfish, like shrimp, scallops, things like that. But like fish, my mother will attest to the fact that I don't like cod and salmon, things like that. But Chad will eat it sometimes. But yeah, so Crush wanted to know if we ate fish. So to get that experience next to Crush, I don't want to say guarantee it, but to help maybe see if you're one of those people that gets chosen, you're going to want to go on your Disney Cruise Line Navigator app or the computer before you set sail. And there is something called a special request for a dining table. And we actually requested near a screen for that exact purpose. So just know, and it worked out really well. We were actually table 121, and I liked our spots for all of them. Yeah, they were really nice. We were near a window for Royal Palace, which we'll get to in a minute. We were near the screen for Animator's Palate. And then, did I say Royal Palate?
You did.
Royal Palace, excuse me. The only place, we were kind of tucked in a corner for Enchanted Garden, but it didn't affect us too much. We were fine with it. So before we get into like what we ate and what we enjoyed at Animator's Palate, you also need to know that this is where you could have ate your embarkation sit-down lunch. It's in Animator's Palate on your first day. We wanted to tour the ship a little bit, and so we got to the dining room a little late. It was probably like, 12:45, 1 o'clock, and it was already full. So just know if you're really wanting to do the embarkation sit-down lunch, get there, like don't make any stops. Just go straight there and enjoy that meal.
Where to find Animator's Palate, you might ask? It is on deck 3 on the aft end of the ship, meaning the back end.
And there is 2 entrances there. So your serving team may let you know that you can go to the other side and maybe not wait in that big line. Yeah. So definitely something to think about. Now let's get into the food, shall we? So for appetizers, I got like this black truffle pasta. It was really good. Everyone raves about it, but it was fine. It was just like some cheesy pasta.
It looked good, but the portion size, as with some of the other food options on on these main dining rooms was pretty small.
Yeah, definitely appetizer.
So I got a charcuterie plate. It had various meats, different cheeses. It had a baked bread that had tomato soup baked into it, which is pretty nice. Yeah, it was very tasty.
Yeah, and it had like a tomato paste kind of thing on top of it. So, so that was what we had for appetizers. For soups, we both got like this like potato bacony soup.
Baked potato soup, basically.
I can't remember what we got for our entrees, so they must not have been that appetizing. But for dessert, we both got there was like a cheesecake. Yeah, and then I got like a sundae.
Yeah,
it's like a little sundae. So definitely good food, just kind of normal food, nothing out of the ordinary there. Now let's head over to Enchanted Garden. So Enchanted Garden, it's supposed to be like this
whimsical.
Yeah, and they talk about how it starts dark and then it gets bright. I don't think I've ever experienced that. We've been in this, we've been at the Dream and the Fantasy, so we've been in this restaurant twice, and I never see that. It's
nice and bright.
Yeah, it's always really nice and bright. Now, both times we've been close to a window or, so we're not in the middle of the room, so maybe that affects your dining experience. Let us know in the comments, like, have you ate at this restaurant and actually experienced the
night
awakening
cycle type thing?
Because we have not. But the food here is really, really good. We actually ate at this restaurant twice. It was our first night for our embarkation dining, and then it was our last night. So we got to kind of book in the trip at this restaurant, and it was really nice the second time we went because we knew where to eat or we knew where to sit. So like we just went to our table. We didn't have to wait in line or have anyone take us to our table, which was really nice. I really wish that Disney Cruise would give you like a diagram of your table. Like you can get your table number on the app, but I've never been able to get like a diagram. Like I feel like that would be so helpful to know where you're headed. You wouldn't have to have the serving team, and I think the lines would go so much faster because you would know where you were going. But
I think the point is though that they want the serving teams taking you to your table. They
but
don't
it's
want
not even your server
taking the
wrong way. I don't know. But anyway, just a thought. But so the first night that we were there was actually the Let the Magic Begin menu. It was the first night menu. Like I said, we were on a 5-night cruise, so we did our 3 regular menus, the Let the Magic Begin menu, and then we also had Pirate Night menu. Now, Pirate Night, we had Animator's Palate.
Yeah.
I did not dine that night. That's a nice little story. I had hurt my ankle. So I was actually going to just get some room service in the room. And our serving team, again, go back to how wonderful they are. Our assistant server actually brought my dinner to me. We ordered it. We were just going to get it to go. And he brought it up to me, which is something that you should not expect. Don't go into expecting that, but definitely something really nice. And they went above and beyond there. We had told our server how much we love the dining menu for Pirate Night, and he brought it to us.
Make sure you're nice to your serving team.
Yeah. So we've talked about this before, but our Pirate Night favorites are the jerk chicken for me. Make sure to ask for pineapple salsa, a lot of it. It's really good. They do like a mango soup that's really good. It's chilled. It almost just tastes like thawed ice cream. It's delicious.
While I do like the mango soup, I really, really like the carrot soup.
Chad likes the carrot soup. Yeah,
it's very good.
So definitely don't miss Pirate Night. It gets a bad rap. People say they don't like it, but we like it a lot. So definitely a fun vibe. But back to Enchanted Garden. We were there for the Let the Magic Begin menu. And then, like I said, we were also there for our regular meal. Or your dinner experience always starts with an appetizer. And I got like the chicken pastilla, chicken something. It was basically like chicken wrapped in like a chicken wrap. It was pretty good.
And I got the prosciutto, mozzarella, and some other third cheese. I can't remember. But basically it was kind of like a breaded charcuterie board, but rolled up.
Yeah, it was like a bruschetta with like meat on top. It looks pretty good. He is not a big tomato fan, so I believe he just picked the meat off. But that's okay. He enjoyed it. So, and then after appetizer is always like the soup and salad course. And lo and behold, we were really excited, or I was really excited, because the mango soup that I love for Pirate Night was on the Let the Magic Begin menu. So I got to have it twice on this sailing. So that was really cool.
I got the clam chowder. Very delicious. I highly recommend it as well.
It was good.
So as an entree, I got the mesquite grilled chicken breast. This was a bone-in chicken breast with sweet potatoes, mashed sweet potato, and corn chowder.
Yeah, it looked really good. And then I opted for the beef Wellington. It wasn't my favorite. I'm not a big fan of like raw meat, so I probably shouldn't have gone with that, but it was okay. It was good. Anyone that would enjoy more like a rare tender steak would definitely enjoy it. And then mine came with like mashed potatoes and carrots, which was probably like my favorite part. So definitely good food. And then for dessert, I got like a sticky bread pudding, which was pretty good. It was like a date pudding, but very, very good.
True to fashion, I got the mango cheesecake. It was very fruity and very cheesy at the same time.
Yeah. Overall, I thought this menu was a great menu to start. So that was the Let the Magic Begin menu.
Keep in mind that is a special one-time menu at the beginning of the cruise.
Yeah, if you're on a 3-night sailing, you'll just have your main 3 dining menus, and then a 4-night sailing typically has the 3 nights menu and then added pirate nights. So this would probably only be on if you have like a 5-night sailing or longer. And then something that we like to do that is just special to us, and it does cost extra. We like to start our embarkation or our itinerary with the Cloudum Blue. It's non-alcoholic. We get it pre-ordered, so we'll put in the video kind of how we order that, and then we have it sent to the dining room on our first night. You could also have it sent, like if you're celebrating a birthday or things like that, you could have it sent on that particular night, but we like to do it on our first night as just kind of a special cheers.
To describe it, it's like a translucent blue soda, almost like a cream soda, or I don't know, just something.
It's got like a fruity hint to it, like kind of like fruit juice. But it's super non-alcoholic. There's nothing bad or like that a kid couldn't have.
But it's got a shine to it. It's really cool. It's like glittery. Yeah,
it's really cool.
It's not real glitter. I think it's selenium or something like that.
Or edible glitter. It doesn't affect you. Like you don't taste it. And then we ate at Enchanted Garden again on our last night, as we mentioned, and this was the regular menu.
For appetizers, I did the lobster ravioli.
And I did the wild mushroom tart. I have gotten the ahi tuna and avocado tower as well on our previous cruise. Tasted delicious, but I got very sick. So don't know if that was because of the ahi tuna, but I'm going to put that in there.
They really like to push forward raw or uncooked fish for some reason.
Well, it's a cruise, you know. What are you going to do? And then again, your second course is always like a soup or a salad. So I went for a lighter kind of version. It was our last night, so trying to wean off the carbs, I did like a spinach and raspberry salad type thing.
And I did a heirloom tomato soup.
Yep. And then for dinner, I got the pork tenderloin medallions that came with like spinach and like a sour cream sauce and some good potatoes and collard greens.
And I got the Corvina filet.
Fish. Yummy. And then to round out for dessert, I got like a pecan tart.
And I got a chocolate sundae.
So that rounds out our Enchanted Garden experience. And then now we're on to our last and final dining room, which is the Royal Palace. So this is what you would consider like the elegant dining of the cruise. It's very princess themed. There's like murals around of the princesses. And then this is where you're going to have your very elegant, like French influence menu. If you were going to have a formal night, so you wanted to dress really fancy, I would definitely do it on this night.
This also happens to be a place where you can get breakfast during your regular days.
And lunch as well. This is only on like a normal day. So breakfast on your last day, you actually have an assigned breakfast place where you can go. And then obviously embarkation day lunch is assigned as well. So this is just like a normal day. You can have breakfast and lunch. We got to go for both Royal Palace regular dinner, and we also tried the breakfast and the lunch there as well. Now, for your typical dinner, we definitely recommend the brie. It's like fried brie with this really good like raspberry kind of jam. And then just really anything. I think a steak is really good there. This is where you're going to get your like caviar, things like that. And then they have like a creme brulee and like an apple puff for dinner that's really, really good as well.
For breakfast there, you can get some of your favorite staples, such as pancakes, bacon. You can get a fruit cup or fruit plate. You can get sausage. For specialties, they do have like a peanut butter pancake that
My
has jam swirled onto it, which is really good. They have all kinds of good stuff there.
Yeah. I wouldn't say it's much different than if you went to Cabanas. You're still going to get kind of the same food, but it's nice to be served and not have to kind of rush around and get your food and things like that. So definitely an option. They also do have nice coffee, and they do bring like creamer packets. Yeah. So that is an option as well. And then I feel like the real sleeper hit of the Royal Palace or anything is the lunch on board. You know, most people like to go to the pool deck and Cabanas, which we're going to talk about next. But I really enjoyed the sit-down lunch options. I thought they had some really good offerings, some sandwiches. They had some really good food. Oh my gosh, the molten chocolate cake was delicious.
It was.
We love our desserts around here, if you can't tell. So definitely something to try. It's all included. It's nothing you have to pay extra for. We did pay extra for one shake or smoothie. It was like a mango or a pineapple. I think it was passion fruit. It was delicious. It is definitely worth the upgraded cost. I think I drank it down in like 4 seconds. So that is something cool to have. And it was only offered at the lunch. Yep. So definitely check that out.
This includes Cabanas, Flo's Cafe, and some other cafe options like Cove Cafe.
Yeah, Cove Cafe or ice cream is where you're going to get your soft serve ice cream. And this would also include room service. This is considered a quick service as well. So let's talk about the one that everybody talks about, and that's Cabanas. Now, Cabanas is open for breakfast and lunch each day. It's not open for dinner. A lot of people think it's going to be like an option for quick service for dinner, but it's not. It's only open for breakfast and lunch. This is your traditional buffet where you're going to be able to get a bunch of different types of food. And then something to note is your last C day is when those churro waffles are going to be offered. So definitely check for your last C day.
So Flo's has a lot of different American comfort foods. Tomators area has hamburgers, hot dogs, all kinds of stuff.
Luigi's was the pizza. Very good pizza. There was always a line for pizza.
Always a line, yep.
And then there's now like Ramon's, I think, is the cantina. So this is new. If you've been on the Dream previously, like a long time ago, it went into dry dock and the like Mexican cantina was added. Very good. Again, very long line. Everyone wants to talk about the toppings bar, but I got really frustrated because I never found the avocado, like the guacamole or the sour cream, and everyone at the kiosk would say, it's on the toppings bar. Never found it. So I don't know if I was missing it somewhere, if I was on the other side, I don't know, but definitely popular, definitely a long line. I think if you're going for burgers and hot dogs, that was a quick grab and go, but everything else, just do expect a line. It's not just right there, but it is nice and fresh.
It's also nice that the drink refills are free on deck.
And that's right by the pool deck food.
Yep.
Pool deck is open typically for like lunch and then an early dinner. And then it usually has 1 or 2 kiosks that stay open late, like past 11 o'clock.
Yeah. If you have the late dining schedule, the pool deck food is a great option before the theater shows.
As well, over by the pool deck area is ice cream. It's actually kind of on the opposite side. So the pool deck is on one side. I cannot remember if it's forward or aft. I'm so sorry. It's one or the other. But then the other side, so if it's forward for the pool deck food, then aft is your ice cream station. So they're not kind of close, but they're on the same side of the ship and the same deck. And that's where you're going to have like...
It is self-serve. They're going to have chocolate, vanilla. They're going to have one machine that has strawberries sometimes.
Yeah, it like changes each day. So don't think like if you don't really like chocolate or vanilla, and you're like, man, I've heard all about the mango, and it's not there. Just know they do rotate those each day. The banana chocolate is supreme. And then also room service is something that is included in your cost. So definitely take advantage of that. You would just call on your room phone and order it. Most people want to ask, like, how do you order on the app? You can't. It is something that you do on the phone. Yep. The menu is on the app, so you know what you're ordering. But it's going to be typical, burgers, hot dogs, Something that is not on the menu for room service but is included and you can order it is Mickey ice cream bars. So you may not see it on the menu, but you can order it, and we do.
Nice little hidden menu item.
Yes. They do have warm cookies and milk that we like to order. That's something we like to do each night. But it is included. Something to note, if you order water or soda from the room service, that's not included because it is considered a canned beverage.
Correct.
And then your like alcohol obviously would not be included. But you can also get, there's like a key, like a door card that you can get and like hang on your door the night prior, and they'll deliver your room service breakfast to you. It's something that we haven't really done a whole lot, just because if we want it, we just call and order that morning. But that is something that you can do as like a wake up call.
Next up, we have your adult options. This is Palo and Remy's. Both of these you have to book before your trip. There are different booking times depending on your sailing level.
Yeah, your Castaway Club level.
Castaway Club level. That's what I was thinking of. We can put a picture of the diagram for that up here. Feel free to pause. Both venues are Italian inspired. Both are very ritzy, high-class menus with different wine options, different champagne options, several different desserts.
Typically, so both of them offer dinner. So Palo and Remy both offer dinner. Palo also offers brunch, which is very, very popular. So that's usually the first thing to book up. And then Remy also offers dessert, and we actually opted to try this out on our last cruise, and we just did a video about it, so definitely check it out here. If the fancy dinners and brunches and desserts are not your thing, there is some adult-only dining offers that are more quick service, and that is particularly going to be your Cove Cafe. So that is in the Quiet Cove area of the pool deck for adults only, and it offers specialty lattes. It does shift over and do specialty like alcoholic drinks as well. And then the big thing that's fun here is they have like a pastry cart, and that is actually included. So the coffees, the specialty coffees, and the alcohol is not, but the pastries are. So you could definitely go up there and just get a pastry. I really enjoy, they're almost exactly like the Cranberry Bliss Bar on the like Starbucks offers. And then at night, they actually shift over to more like hearty food. So like olives and meats and charcuterie things. So definitely cool.
Also accessible from the food deck is Vanelope's. Now this is a sweet shop. So that's candy, pastries, cookies, all kinds of good stuff, little cakes. That's always a good option and a fun little treat. There's some stuff you can make your own. There's some stuff that they have pre-made, like little macarons that have characters on them.
When he says make your own, he means like ice cream with toppings. Like you can't make your own cupcake or anything, but you can put some toppings on ice cream. And then I'm not sure if you mentioned this, Chad, but it is not included.
Yeah, it's not included in your original pricing. You do have to pay extra for it.
I didn't think it was terribly expensive though. Like it wasn't. I definitely wouldn't go out of my way, I don't think, to go. The cakes and the cookies were okay. They weren't anything I would write home about, but they were fine. Yeah. And then something really cool that you can actually do there is order Vanelope's car as like a sundae.
Yeah.
And they will deliver it to your dining table, which is really fun. I remember the poor lady that was sitting next to us. We did this as like a final night kind of treat. And she was like, I want to order that. Like, how do you order that? And I was like, oh, it's not part of the like the dessert menu. Like she thought we had ordered it from the dessert menu.
So I think they have a limited amount too of them.
I'm not sure on that. I mean, I would assume so because it's a boat. You can't probably order one for everybody, but definitely something that you have to pre-order and arrange. You can't just show up and ask for it. So.
Some other snacky items. There is a concession stand outside of the theaters. It is operational for most of the day, but you can more specifically line up for a refillable popcorn bucket. Now the refills are $1.50, sometimes $2.
But it's definitely a good deal if you are a popcorn eater, which Chad here is most definitely a popcorn eater. go ahead and either get a bucket or bring a bucket, because it's so much cheaper. Like each cup that they give you is like $6.50.
Yeah.
And then if you just go ahead and buy the bucket, it's probably like 12 something. But then the refills are only $1.50. So even if you bring a bucket and they don't honor that, it's like, I know we had an issue where it was a bucket from a previous cruise.
Correct.
And so we didn't buy a new bucket, but they just made us buy like the option of like one full cup. So the $6.50.
Yeah.
And then after that, we just paid the refill.
They didn't charge us for a bucket,
For the bucket
in that instance. They honored the bucket. They did not honor that it was just a refill.
Yeah, we did it on the first day, so they probably knew like we didn't get it there. So
I think
then
the first fill up was not much. It was like $5 or something like that. But thereafter, it was $1.50, $2 at most.
Now there have been some cruises though that they've honored the bucket as is and just made us pay the refill.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hit or miss on who you're with or who you're talking to, but definitely the refill cost is supreme. Again, if you get water or Coke at Preludes, that is not included because it's not pool deck. So you will be paying a cost because it is considered a canned drink. I cannot stress that enough because so many people are like, well, but soda and water are included. Not if it is in a can. Highlight for tip. A nice little tip that we like is to bring like Dollar Tree candy with us because it's sealed and you can take it on and they don't have to pay the crazy amounts for the theater.
Something I did want to mention, though, they do tend to have like a specialty popcorn bucket or a specialty sipper. One of the last cruises we were on, I got a little Jawa sipper. That's a little character from Star Wars. And other times they've had like an Iron Man popcorn bucket or, stuff themed to specific things that are coming out or are out or this, that, and the other.
Yeah, we're heading on a Marvel Day at Sea cruise pretty soon. So I'm excited to see what specialty things they'll have for that. We cannot leave the dining section of this video without at least mentioning the adult lounges. They do mostly have drinks, but they do some have, like, especially the pub has like some bar snacky foods as well.
That's enough about the food options and snack options. Let's now talk about the entertainment.
Yep. So the big entertainment here on every Disney Cruise Line ship is going to be the big Broadway level shows. There are always 3. On this ship, the 3 big Broadway shows are Beauty and the Beast, and that's like the main headliner, the one that people will line up for and usually has a matinee. And then the other 2 shows are more what Chad kind of calls like variety shows.
Yeah.
So the first one is the Golden Mickeys, and it's themed like an award show. So everyone's like winning awards, and they have a bunch of different kind of shows. It's really cool. They get the audience involved as you're walking in. They might interview you. For the first part, we thought those were like a
paid
video clip, but they were real cruisers, so that was really cool. And that's usually on your first night. So they kind of start the sailing with Golden Mickeys, and then the other show is Believe, which is the same exact show that they offer on the Fantasy. It's not our favorite,
in my opinion. Go to it the first time, but it's nothing to write home about. You can always watch it from your TV in your room.
Yes. I've been talking to a lot of clients, and I don't think people realize that you can watch the shows on your TV. If it's not Beauty and the Beast's night for showing, you can't usually watch it on that TV on that day. But if it is Beauty and the Beast night, you can usually watch it on your TV. And they try to align to the shows. So usually there's like a 4 o'clock, a 6 o'clock, an 8 o'clock, and a 10 o'clock. So there's definitely some options there. Or if you went to the theater and loved it and want to watch it again later, you can do that as well. So that is on your stateroom TV. Some other things to note about these shows is they're all in the Walt Disney Theatre. On the Dream, there was 2 levels. So you could either go on the main level or on the the balcony. And there are no recordings on these shows or in the theater. Sometimes we do like a quick video just to show like the setting up of the show, but you cannot actually record the shows. It gets very frustrating watching people record the shows.
Correct.
They make very many announcements that you cannot do so.
So main takeaways here are make sure if you have early dining, go to the late shows. And if you have late dining, go to the early shows, especially for the main show. If you have specific seats you want to catch, try to get there at least 30 minutes early.
Yeah, they usually open about 30 minutes prior.
People do tend to line up, sometimes up to an hour before. Yeah, try to get there at least 30 minutes early so you can be in the line, ready to go.
Yeah. Now, the lining up super, super early, like an hour, that typically is more on like the newer ships with the newer shows. I still would get there early if you have a seat preference, like you have to be in the middle or whatever. DCL does recommend that there is no seat saving. And this goes for the movie theaters and the main shows. Wrapping up about shows, I just mentioned the movie theater, so there's usually a movie playing at all times in the movie theater, and you've also got Funnel Vision, which is the like movie screen on the pool deck.
Yep.
So those are definitely shows to check out as well. And then you've got your like smaller scale, but like your deck party, so like your sail away party, your pirate night party. If you're on specialty sailings, like Christmas deck parties, Halloween deck parties, things like that. Those are also considered entertainment.
Very early if you intend on getting on to the top railing.
Yeah, like above.
The pool deck.
And then also, if you're wanting to be like right next to the deck, they actually have you sit down, which might actually be nice. So, I don't know.
That's going to do it for this episode. If you learned something new, like, subscribe, so you can, and hit the bell icon especially, so you can be notified for all of our new content.
Make sure to share with friends as well that might need this information. And as always, happy travels from all your ports to palaces.